Welcome. You're listening to the Rutten River Pursuits podcast. Join our epic pro staff around the Sonic Campfire for stories and adventures from our eastern mountains to the Chesapeake Salt. Let our highs and lows inspire you to take to the outdoors.
Welcome. You're listening to the Rutten River Pursuits podcast. This episode is brought to you by Better the Hunt. Imagine putting the stock on the trophy of a lifetime with only 100 yards between the majestic creature and yourself. You stop just to take one more look through the binos, and just as you reach for it, your gun slips off your shoulder and comes crashing down. Now you must decide if you're going to take the chance of a bad shot on this beautiful animal. What if this nightmare could have been prevented with one simple product that keeps your weapon secure through the toughest terrain? Well, now it can be by heading over to betterthehunt.com and checking out their most recent innovative product, the Pack Rat. The Pack Rat rifle and shotgun support system keeps your hands free for working your way up the mountain or through the thick brush while ensuring your gun is safely secured but readily accessible. The Pack Rat system comes with the patented Pack Rat shoulder clip, rifle sling, and rat tail for total rifle security. If you are ready to hunt smarter and not harder, then check out www.betterthehunt.com. Better the Hunt. It's what they do. Welcome to the Rutten River Pursuits podcast. I'm Steve.
I'm Will.
And it's Uncle Buck.
I'm Kyle.
How is everyone?
Hey, guys.
Hey, I'm doing good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Well,
Yeah.
better. Better than earlier.
What's
happened?
going on?
A little stomach issue. Sushi induced.
Ew. Sounds like a big stomach issue.
Yeah, it was bigger earlier.
Are you okay to talk about it?
Yeah.
I'm all right. We don't really
What was
have to
it?
get into it.
Was it a salmon?
No, it was a piece of
Trout
squid,
sushi?
and I
Squid?
should have spit it out as soon as I put it in my mouth.
Like, what made
Rancid squid?
It wasn't necessarily rancid. It just didn't taste right. And,
What made you,
and
like,
more
keep it in there?
texture?
He's forcing it.
Were
He's
you like
dedicated.
around a bunch of people? Or?
No, you're in the middle of a restaurant.
Oh, this wasn't like eating sushi at takeout or something.
This wasn't like gas station sushi, was it?
No.
He was like, Banzai!
Yeah,
He took a shot of soy sauce with it.
not at all.
Soy sauce chaser.
I'm sorry you're feeling bad.
Yeah, no, I'm on the mend. Gentlemen. Thank you, though.
That's good.
Yesterday was the young buck, or I think one of you guys said earlier, the button buck.
Button buck.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the grandbaby
The grandbaby.
podcast.
1 month old.
Whoa.
Yesterday.
Awesome. How's
Hard to
he
believe.
doing?
He's
Time
doing
flies.
great. Doing great. Eyes are opening more.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 4 podcasts old now. Almost 5, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
5.
he's old in podcast
Wow.
years.
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
Definitely 4 episodes old.
Yeah.
Congrats, Walt. Oh, yeah.
Is he starting to recognize faces and stuff now?
No, he's still, it's more light
Yeah.
and objects, that are contrast off of the background.
Yeah.
He'll focus in on, but, he
That's awesome.
doesn't have turkey vision yet.
He will.
Does he probably falls asleep to the podcast.
Of course.
Is he getting to know all the cast and characters?
Yes, he's especially soothed by the General Sammy P.
Yeah.
We should
Fall asleep. You gotta be kidding me.
We should do a R2 lullaby series.
Oh, there you go again, promising things. That's coming out after the cookbook.
Yeah.
It's just it's basically a collection of all our commercials.
Yeah. It's just basically all catfish all the time.
No. Will and I got out yesterday for a little bit of hunting.
Did you?
Some turkey action.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
They're gobbling. They're still gobbling. On the piece of property we were on, we're pretty much setting up on the edge of the property and trying to call them onto the closest birds onto the property, and it's just
They weren't having it.
Late season, no way.
not coming.
No.
God, start doing them turkey drives.
Well, I mean, we do, unfortunately we only have permission to hunt this little 60-acre plot, and it's all mountain ground. It's wonderful, and it could happen at any time. It's just not happening right now.
Yeah.
On that particular plot.
How close have you been seeing them?
I don't like. He's a ways away.
Yeah.
And he'll respond while he's in the tree for the most part, and a little bit when he's down. But then he I think they end up pretty quick. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hear nothing. I see nothing.
You try going hard after him with the gobble.
No.
That's what I always do.
Just
Gobble hard.
some hard hitting turkey
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Takes another gobbler to wake another gobbler
Get
up.
them out of roost. Yeah.
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 You also had the privilege of hunting with Brother Roy too, didn't you? Over the weekend.
Yeah, I did. I had a nice time. We just posted the podcast, and it was it was all about that. But yeah, that place in Central PA is lush. I don't know another way. It's green. Like there was a 4-leaf clover that fit in the palm of your hand.
Oh wow!
And it just looked like, I'm like, I said to Roy, is that more lucky?
The way you guys described that, listening to the podcast, it just made you feel like you were in the middle of, I don't know, the greenest, healthiest field you've ever seen. It sounded.
It was impressive.
Pretty cool.
Did you get a bite of a turnip while you were there?
No, I didn't. I didn't partake. Literally, they're growing food plots on the side of like these really steep, mountainy kind of sections.
That's crazy.
I'm out of breath for a good 4 minutes until I get settled. But
Yeah.
It's obvious that Brother Roy and Dr. Bill are very passionate about whitetails and food plots. And
the thing that was super impressive was we kind of went through a little bit of what they tried. And, those guys went through... That stuff is expensive. It's not,
Absolutely.
not cheap to... to go through it year to year like that, and little test patches and different things. And I'm not super versed in it, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you, what strain of brassica, blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
But the forage and that they have on that property holds animals.
Yeah.
It really does. And so
That's great.
The way they talked about being able to be selective with what they kill from year to year on that, that size property was
surrounded by game lands, surrounded by other, and we're in Central PA. Yep. We're in Blair County, Bedford, Blair. Like these are like insanely hunted counties.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that I can really impress upon anybody how much hunting goes on there, but it's lot of big woods, big timber, big woods, Appalachian Mountain.
Yeah.
That western part of the state is very mountainous.
Yep.
And tons of hunting and a lot of agriculture. So to have mature doe and 8 points and it's very impressive.
Yeah. And it takes a lot of management too, just to be able to get those deer like that and consistently.
They followed one doe for how many years did they say they followed that one doe? 7 or 8 years, something like that. She'd been coming back.
Wow.
But so their seed company is what's called Back 40 Seed Company. So support those guys whenever they get online.
They're just getting started, and they're with their marketing and branding and everything like that, and they're moving very quickly. So they were excited to have us and start to get start to get the word out.
Speaking of food plots, I started getting mine ready over this past weekend.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Doing some tilling.
Was that the garden weasel I saw you?
That was really tearing it up, though.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that was one of the steel weed whackers with the multi attachments, and that was like the rototiller attachment.
What?
Yeah. It's not mine. I stole it from my wife's dad.
I wouldn't be giving that back.
I wasn't going
I borrow a lot from my father-in-law and never give it back.
It's funny. He called me as soon as he got home from vacation. He's like, where's that rotor? I was like,
what?
I'll bring it. What? But yeah, so I got my backyard food plot and got that all prepped up. probably have one more round of just spraying for any various weeds because it's basically all brand new food plot. So probably do one more round of spraying and then hopefully get the seed in probably Sunday of this weekend.
I know where you can get some seed.
Oh, yeah, you know?
Yeah. I'll hook you up with my seed guy.
Yeah, love to hear about him.
Yeah.
He's like a brother.
He's like a brother.
Is he?
Or a doctor. Either one, yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. How about you, Stevie? What's new with you?
I'm getting a Swimbait Rod off of our buddy Wayne Campbell. And if you're in, swimbait fishing is getting pretty popular in this
I hear
part
it's like center pinning, and
it's like
so good.
Yeah, it's getting very popular in this part of the country, and I'm not talking like gulp paddle tail swim bait. We're talking big, 3, 4, 5 ounce,
11-inch,
gigantic, heavy swim baits. And those things are expensive. It's not like something you go to Dick's and buy a pack of them for $6 or $8. We're talking,
So if you're fishing, and why would you use a swim bait?
Well, bigger baits attract bigger fish. So and the quality. They just look so lifelike. Like the movement, the colors, they just so closely resemble an actual fish. It's amazing, And
you're targeting big fish.
You're targeting big fish. With these big swim baits.
Yeah. So I think Wayne told me at one point. He said, "I'm not after 20 bass."
He's not doing the Stevie fishing where I'm throwing a 4 or 5 inch, Kitex, just trying to catch whatever bass I can.
5 to 10 fish in a night. He wants the biggest fish in the lake.
So I was talking with him.
Big one.
Yeah, I was talking with him today a little bit. So I picked up this rod. You
spent the whole day with Wayne Campbell.
A few minutes.
Easy, Stevie.
Yeah, don't tell catfish. But yeah, so got this rod from Wayne, and he's building a custom rod for me, and Catfish is going to paint it, and then I'm going to give it back to Wayne. It's pretty cool. I have a lot of people involved, but yeah, Wayne's going to
totally custom.
Totally custom. But this rod is so light. It's 8-footer. This rod is so light, but it'll throw a 3-ounce swim bait. It just
super stiff.
Is that the one upstairs?
Yeah, it was the one upstairs. I brought to show you guys, but yeah, it's incredible. I was talking with him today, and he was fishing last night. He landed a 22-inch bass, and this thing was over 8 pounds. It was a monster, and
incredible.
These guys do that. It's not uncommon. Like for someone like me that I'm going out, I want to catch everything I can.
As much as he catches the fish, he has to know, like he's caught that one before, because there's only so many big fish in the.
I don't know.
He's probably like, oh, I got Mitch again.
Maybe. He was just. It's just amazing. Check those guys out. They're on Facebook, Swimbait Universe.
You can tell by his lateral line.
He might be able to. I wouldn't be surprised if those guys. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, see where that lateral line.
They're fishaholics.
They're fishaholics. I'm dying to get them on the show here so that we can just. I'm hoping that someone can distract them while I steal their phone and somehow get GPS
find out where they're fishing.
Locate. But yeah, they just they're going to come on the show here eventually, hopefully in the next few weeks.
We had them on over the
outdoor show.
Outdoor show.
Yep. Yeah. So we're hoping to get them on for a full show here.
I think we talked about the rod building over sushi.
There was some sushi involved.
You guys poop your pants the next day?
No, we went to a very reputable place called the Hibachi Grill.
Yeah. We went to the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Is that the place that wants to close the doors when they see the general parking?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
they send another guy out to get more crayfish.
They had to. He was putting a killing on those crawdads or whatever.
No more for you, Mr. General.
Let me pee. It's like they're all kind of running around like ants and scrambling.
Anybody else?
I don't want to say, is it politically incorrect to say Chinese fire drill?
I think technically it is because sushi's Japanese.
It's Japanese fire grill.
I don't know.
Fire drill.
Fire grill?
Fire grill?
That sounds good.
Our fire grill.
That could be a new name of a hibachi restaurant, Japanese fire grill.
Hey.
Perfect.
Anybody doing any hunting this weekend?
It's supposed to be terrible.
In the monsoon?
Yeah. I swear we've gotten more rain this spring than past couple of years. Like, I feel like every other day it's raining.
It only rains on the days that I'm available to hunt. So, and if you guys are tracking my status.
So I went, we got 3 inches of rain in Cumberland County, Franklin County last Friday, I think. I went to the lake after work on Friday, and I had never seen it. I mean, every cast I was reeling in, the hook was full of...
Reeling in the heat?
The heat of
throwing away the
leaves and weeds and logs and...
Debris.
It was like fishing in chocolate milk.
It was the heat of the
I know it rained a heck of a lot. Just walking the riverfront on the Susquehanna, it was completely over the first set of stairs onto the lower walking area, riding area.
And we had a tree down on the one entrance to our mountain ground.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. And I didn't realize it was that crazy. I knew we got a lot of rain.
Yeah, I didn't realize it either, but I later heard it was several. And we're supposed to get another
inch or two tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow and Saturday, I guess.
Saturday.
What do you do? Not hunt, I guess. Not fish.
You can hunt, but you're going to catch raindrops, that's for sure.
And pneumonia.
Yeah.
Might poop your pants the next day.
You never know. Don't eat the sushi out there.
You ever take sushi with you?
Sushi-induced squirts.
Like in a cooler?
No, that sounds like a terrible idea.
You could lay off that sushi now.
I can't hear.
All right.
It's all right. All right. Anybody got anything else to do?
No, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
Anybody? All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for an awesome outdoor adventure this summer? Well, the ultimate bow fishing experience awaits. Go to dusktodawnbowfishing.com or call Captain Mark Spagnola at 717-324-1649 to reserve a spot on the boat. Captain Mark has something for all ages and skill levels, so be sure to go check him out.
Hey, welcome back. It's Uncle Buck, and I'd like to start up something I promised a few episodes ago.
What's that, bud?
The first installment of the elusive iTunes reviews, and I mean elusive not just because we don't have too many.
They're hard to find.
It's hard to get to.
You need
I've
Indiana
had people
Jones.
ask me, I can't review this. It's not working.
Indiana Jones, Lara Croft, they all can't find it. I mean, it does
I heard
take
that.
Big rock rolling towards you.
Yeah.
All right.
But in order to, I'm going to reward Pelton 98.
Pelton 98.
He found it.
Yeah, he found it.
Thanks, bud.
He is a smart guy, I think.
What'd he say?
He said
Or
back
she.
on March 26, 2017, this is a great podcast. These guys all have a great relationship that you can tell on and off the mic.
So true.
Their stories and insight into hunting and interviews with those in the industry are what makes these guys and this podcast one of the best ones out there.
You're going to make me cry.
Nice thing to say.
You're the boy. Pelton 98.
He further goes on to say, I am lucky to have met all these guys and wish them the best of luck in the future. And will be proud to say one day I knew them when.
Pelton 98? We don't deserve you.
Yeah,
Straight up.
We don't.
I tell you what,
He sounds like a real straight shooter.
Yeah.
I got a
I
tear
bet you he's
bigger than
got
a horse
glorious
turd
beard,
right now.
too. Just that's some hard-hitting beard talk on that review right
Sounds
there.
like a dude with a beard.
It does. It does.
Awesome. What else we got going on?
Well, we have a special guest tonight. The boys from Tag and Brag TV, Dean and Dave Giarizzo.
Internet sensations.
Yeah, exactly.
They sure
Took the words
are.
out of my mouth. How you guys doing tonight?
Damn good. We're doing fantastic.
Awesome.
That's an awesome last name.
Yeah.
It's Polish, isn't it?
Yeah. It's actually half Polish, half French. I don't know how they
I gotcha now. I thought I recognize the dialect.
You can. But we make really good meatballs.
Oh.
Polish meatballs.
With French sauce, or do they call it gravy?
Oh.
Gravy. That's pretty good.
That's a big topic of ours. The classic, calzone versus stromboli.
Let's get their take on that real quick.
Yes.
You know what? I've always actually had the same damn question because I don't understand what is the difference.
Well, neither do we.
Well, we've gotten into it and
more than we should.
Talk to some subject matter experts.
I think accumulated time, we've spent an entire podcast on the subject.
Easy.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Maybe
nothing's been answered.
No.
Well, we got some gray area responses. Gravy.
Some people call sauce gravy.
Other people call sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very true.
It seems like the one common theory out there is the ricotta cheese, whether it does or doesn't have that in it. But that's only one side.
That's
of it.
one camp. Yeah, there's
another camp that says if it has sauce, then that makes it.
Sauce
or it doesn't.
is inside, then it's a calzone or gravy.
We're not sure. We're looking into it.
Well, we didn't bring these
right,
guys
so
on to talk about.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
What would you do with a buffalo chicken calzone? There's no sauce or ricotta cheese.
Jeez, is that a buffalo chicken?
That's a wrap.
I don't.
Yeah, or is it a buffalo chicken?
Sounds like
That sounds like a stuffed pizza.
Who's making that?
Just folded it in half, wrapped it up a couple times, no big deal.
Yeah, there you
It's like an Italian burrito.
Yeah.
So you guys,
chimichanga.
So Stromboli's aside, you guys actually produce quite the online hunting show called Tag and Brag TV. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit kind of how you guys got that started and kind of what brought you guys into the whole filming and hunting world?
I don't know. It actually started as like a notebook of ideas to create a social media site for hunting and fishing. Something like a Facebook or an Instagram where like hunters and fishermen could kind of share what they did, their pictures, information if they really wanted to, and just kind of have their own little hub for like their content and really be able to like archive their hunting and fishing trips. And in amongst that, I guess we started filming ourselves and created a YouTube channel, and it just became an obsession, or it became like addicting to film. Yeah, I mean, starting at a young age, like for some reason we always had a camera in our hand. I mean, whether it was we'd go out west on like a snowboarding trip or like whatever, it was actually Dave and I and my cousin. For some reason, we would just film ourselves and laugh hysterically at whatever we did. We kind of entertained ourselves. And we grew up watching, all these hunting shows, all these. We have how many Monster Bucks VHS do we have? I don't know. You can't even use those anymore. But I don't know. We just grew up. We grew up watching them and we loved them. But they were so serious. They were just like, I don't know. The hunting was just so serious. And my dad and my uncle, mainly and my grandpa got us into hunting at a young age. But like we had a ball with it. And on top of liking to entertain people with the camera, we were like, man, what we see on TV with hunting is not how we do it, at least. So we kind of wanted to just show people that aspect of it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that you say that because, I mean, you can definitely tell now more and more the hunting industry in general is kind of just branching off in these different segments. It's like you got, you have the shows out there trying to tug at the heartstrings and hit the emotional side, and then you have your standard just hunting shows where guys just go out there and
kill shows,
and then yeah. So it's definitely interesting to see how the whole industry is evolving, for sure.
It is. And that's honestly, that's how we wanted to differentiate ourselves, because you can't outkill like the big buck killers, or at least we can't. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we're not going to be remembered for killing a big buck, or we're not going to like outproduce like Heartland Bowhunter. You know what I mean? And both sides are kind of saturated. So for us, we're like, we want to just entertain people as ourselves, as us, and be able to be remembered as the personalities that we have and that we kind of put out there, rather than the big bucks that we kill or
we're the best hunters.
Right.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. We wanted to be remembered as people rather than, kind of have like that.
Calling back to one of your episodes, guys, right on that, to hit the nail on the head on that subject for you guys, you say, join us for our highs and our lows, and then you back it up in your film.
We kind of say that too.
Yeah, we do. And that's that's why I picked up on that statement, and it was early in the episode, and boy, did that one, it's my favorite one.
Yeah.
It's where you missed the 10-point the first day of buck. And then,
yeah.
And to me, I had a really emotional 2 days of early season here.
Early archery.
And where I missed the first day, a nice broad. I mean, she was licking the tip of my arrow. She was so close. And I completely missed her. And guys, I'm a new hunter. I'm the oldest guy, but I'm the new hunter. And so I missed big. And then the next day I learned the lesson why you would rather miss big. And then I lost one the next day. Same scenario almost. And
wow.
And so it was low for me. So it was great to see you guys end on that high and say, someday that's going to be me. But you guys were pumped, and you weren't afraid to show the what happens out there.
Well, you can't. I mean, it's hunting. It's like, I mean, going back to like the TV shows and stuff. A lot of it's predictable, and it's what's going to happen at the end of at the end of the show. But that's not how hunting is. The highs and lows of hunting are the reason why we do it. They make the lows make the highs even higher because they're so few and far between.
Amen.
At least for, the average Joe hunters. And I mean, even us now, it's like we're still screwing things up. It's not like we haven't figured everything out by any means. So
you're so right about the predictability of it on TV. And I was, watching some of your videos, and even, in the text that you include, with the video, you were you didn't give away whether you were going to harvest an animal or not. It was, kind of just watch and see what happens. And I think this was a turkey. It was one of your recent turkey videos, and you didn't get it, and I didn't know whether I was gonna, what was gonna happen.
Were you bummed as well?
I was, yeah. It was a nice bird, and I'm hoping to see it, hoping to see you harvest it, but you didn't. So that whole predictability angle is really, I think you guys are onto something there.
No, we appreciate that, and I mean that's what we want people to feel. We like when you're in the hunt, when you're in that moment, your heart's racing, you're pumped up, you're like you almost black out for a second. It's like that's what we want people to feel when they watch our stuff.
You guys really know how to celebrate. Like you go up at least an octave. Like when you're shaking, you're screaming. Like I mean, it's incredible to watch you guys go through that level of emotion.
And that video that I was referring to, and Dean, I believe, was filming. I think he was more pumped up with the kill that day than Dave might have been.
And my voice doesn't go up that high. It hasn't yet.
No. So sometimes when we rewatch our videos, that we do get emotional. Our voice is cracking, and I'm like, "What are we doing? We sound like idiots."
You can't help it. I mean, no, but
no, you can't.
It's it's totally
you black out. You just kind of go into a whole new level of emotion. You almost can't even remember it as it happens.
But you guys are brothers, so you guys have grown up laughing and fighting and crying together and from each other and out there doing what you're doing. How old how many years? You guys are close. Are you twins? Are you?
We get that a lot. We've actually pulled it off a couple times to our benefit.
2 chicks.
So risque.
Gotta use it to our advantage.
Yeah, we're 2 years apart.
Parent trap.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dean's 27 and I'm 29.
You guys are awesome. I mean, it's great. I almost want to high five my phone when I'm watching your videos. When you guys are getting excited.
It should be a review on the website. Phil Buckman says he wants to high five us through the phone.
High five through my phone. Blind shaman.
Blind shaman.
If only we could.
So what do you guys? What's your favorite style of hunting? What's your favorite type of animal to hunt?
Honestly, I think this is something that's going to change in the near future. But we were just born and raised whitetail, like bow hunting whitetail. Yeah. So I just when we spend all year preparing for that, and when it's that time, it's just like we can't wait to sit in a tree. I don't know. That's something that's where it all started. We just we crave that, and we do have dreams and stuff to go out west and start experiencing new species and stuff. So like I said, I'm sure that might change. At the same time, whitetail's in our heart. So if we had a choice wherever that is, I think hunting whitetail with a bow in our hand is got to be the top choice, at least for me.
No, me too. I mean, we literally grew up sitting in between either my dad's or my uncle's feet on the platform of a ladder bow hunting.
No.
Perfectly
and
safe.
Watching these guys sling arrows, freaking tink them off racks, sling them over deer, under deer, beside deer. It was insane. So that's where, I don't know, we get into the stand now. It's like a luxury.
Yeah.
Big platform. You got your brother sitting next to you, bow, cameras in there. It's just, it's, I don't know, for us, that's tough to beat. But
it's not easy to do either. I mean, you guys it's a different level of commitment to the hunt,
sure.
to the chase. Who gets to, do you guys just go back and forth? Who gets to hunt versus who films, or do you specialize? One's just a straight up killer and the other guy's a.
It's usually, I don't really know how we do it. Like usually with turkey season, it's really, we'll just alternate days. And then, when it comes to whitetail season, we kind of it's kind of whoever got the last kill, or filming. Yeah. It's like whoever's due for the deer. Like, who's due?
Right on.
Who wants to hit a homer right now? Who wants the ball in his hand for the last shot?
Call your shot.
And we swing and miss a couple times. We swing and miss. We usually get about maybe 2 strikes. I don't want to say 3, but if we mess up that many times, usually it's like, all right,
that's it.
You're done. You're behind the camera.
That one hunt you were referring to, that Sweet September hunt that Dean missed, the one on opening day, he missed that deer at 17 yards. 17 yards. Yeah. And it was I
did not hit a limb or anything.
Oh boy!
First deer we saw.
Feels like yes, I'm not the only one.
Now we know why it's
but
Phil's
to make you
favorite
feel
video.
better, I did mine with a string rifle. So at least they were, there's no excuse.
Hey, you can
mine.
do it with anything.
Yeah,
you can do it with anything.
Yeah,
Emotion can get the best of anyone.
That's why I put that darn thing down. I'm a big boy now.
Big strong man.
But in that hunt, after, I could feel Dean just melting, and the next day was supposed to be my turn, and I'm like, dude, you've got to redeem yourself. I can't have you walking around like this. This is hard. It's tough to see like this.
Bless his heart,
Good brother.
So technically, I should have shot that 10-point, and I'm still a little salty about it.
So is the person that's designated the camera operator, that's got to be tough to just stand there, and so you don't hunt at all. So if you're camera guy for the day, you don't get the hunt. Is that the rules? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, I mean, we're if something happens, if something goes down earlier. And Dean if I was the camera guy and Dean were to shoot something, by all means, we'll switch it up. And I've shot his bow, he shot mine. for that reason. Like, we've practiced with them, you know what I mean? But yeah, normally, like, if it's your day, you know, it's your day. And the thing is, like, we run, obviously, as many second angles as we can now, because that's like the cool thing to do. The hunter is responsible for 1 or 2 second angles for sure a lot of the time. So it's like, just because you got the weapon in your hand doesn't mean you got the day off from, like, controlling the camera or, you know, getting production shots or anything like that too. It's definitely a team effort all the way around.
Absolutely.
So and that kind of goes into a great question. What is your typical setup? I mean, how many cameras are you running at one time?
That's a great question.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's a really good question.
You know what? That's a great question.
I'm thinking the same.
We've never gotten asked that before. Such a good question.
I'm killing it. I'm feeling it tonight.
We usually 3, and we prepare. We're like, if someone asks us this question, we got to be ready to just destroy it. So then we go over and answer.
Yeah, it's a good night for me.
No, I mean we have at least 3, and like most of the time, if it's Dean and I sitting together, we'll have probably 4.
Wow.
2 GoPros set up to where, like, you can see. We try and get it in where you can see both the cameraman and the hunter, because, like, that interaction to me during a hunt, especially during, like, crunch time, is gold. You know, nobody shows that enough.
And it's a total team thing.
Yeah,
you are just as important as the hunter.
Right. Like, if the cameraman doesn't push record, it's essentially as good as Dean flinging or one of us flinging an arrow over the deer's back.
It's a campfire story.
That's
right.
true.
Which we also do. So anytime you guys forget to push record, give us a call.
For sure.
Do the just make it a podcast.
Yeah, just make it a podcast.
We could do that. That'd be some interesting ones.
Yep. Tag and Brag's going. Dean forgot to push the record button.
Again.
On the whole,
the setup, you know, you're running 3-4 GoPros. You got the big camera.
We'll have a couple GoPros, and then, like, we have our A7S, which is a DSLR with a wide angle lens on it, and we usually put that, like, right above the hunter and focus in on, like, him or the top of his head or whatever, and it just kind of gives it gives a really cool feel and vibe to the hunt. Yeah. You can see a lot more, but all of the background is, like, out of focus, and the hunter's, like, real crisp and clear. And I don't know, just when you have to be, like, quiet and whisper, like, for whatever reason, to me at least, like, that view is just...
It's very intimate.
It's very intimate, captivating. Speaks to your soul.
Glorious.
Glorious.
How did you guys become so production and filming savvy? YouTube videos, or did you read a book?
You know a guy.
I mean, because what you're doing is incredible for how old you are and how long you guys have been doing this.
Yeah, I mean, we're very much self-taught, although we've had a lot of great help along the way, if that makes sense. I mean,
guidance.
Like Tom Petrie and Nick Ventura from The Life, they have the Life outdoor video schools. Even before they started that, like, both of them for us were just mentors to helping us get better. And, you know, obviously then we have to go out and actually do it and kind of critique ourselves after that. But they were a huge help along the way. I can tell you that much for sure.
Awesome.
I mean, we study the game too. We watch a lot of outdoor television, especially like the good, I don't know, the better produced shows, at least in our opinion, and just kind of, I don't know, you watch their shots, you watch how they present things, and you just kind of build on that or kind of create your own style off of that too.
Yep.
So, I mean, we never, I don't know, books and stuff like that, not really. Like YouTube a little bit, more on the editing for, like, from a YouTube perspective and learning like just different fundamentals of editing and stuff like that. But honestly, we've done a lot of trial and error too, just with the camera and setting up different angles, see what we like, see what we don't like, and play off it.
I mean, it's really just, for us, it's just been the drive to want to be good, honestly, because every year, like Dave said, if we're watching a show, we see a shot or we see a certain like lens that they're using consistently, we're like, man, what is that? How can we use that? How can we afford it? Whatever. We're always trying to get better, upgrade our equipment, and that's like I said, that's just because we have a drive to do that. That's always helped. If we see something we want to learn, going and figuring it out, and if we know someone that can help us, we reach out. If not, we like Dave said, we figure it out on our own.
Honestly, like we watch a lot. We watch all of our own footage.
Well, yeah,
too.
and that's a big part of it too. Yeah, watching our own stuff.
I think that's a huge part of it because you see how you even present yourself on camera. Like I said, for us, we want to be remembered from our personalities. So it's like, how are you portraying yourself? How are you putting yourself out there? What kind of vibe are you giving off on camera? And you can only really feel that or see that by watching yourself and kind of taking a look in the mirror in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's there's no other mirror, stuttering over a podcast or, talking into a camera there. It's very personal. You get to see yourself in a totally, like, there's so many times where, at least for me, like I'd say something and I'd be like, I'd kick that dude's ass.
That guy sucks.
Oh, we've been there plenty of times.
You get a really hard upfront look at yourself and through this process. So it's
absolutely. It's funny too how you get so much more comfortable when you just do it. It's like anything. It's like playing a sport. Like you get better by just playing the game. Yeah. And you put like the camera or like a microphone in front of somebody that you would say is outgoing but hasn't done that a lot, and they like
freeze up,
shut down.
Absolutely.
It's
crazy.
When we first started, we have guys that just they don't shut up, and then when we turned the record button on, it was pure silence. It was terrible. It was, and two guys are here tonight. Stevie is the opposite. You can't get him to talk, and then the record button starts, and he wants to know about the rules and regulations of the pygmy elk over, and
he's like a 3-year-old. Why?
And that leads me into my next question here. Thanks for the tee up there, guys.
Oh, great question, Steve.
Way to tee that one up for him.
That comes with practice.
So after a hunt, you're running 4 cameras. You must have an enormous amount of footage to pour through. How much time does it take you to distill that down and edit that into a show? Because you guys do that pretty quick. There's not a lot of time between, the release and the actual hunt.
Release,
yeah.
I mean that's definitely the biggest part of filming hunts that if you don't do it, you just don't understand because it's like you just said, it's almost more time than like going out and hunting. I mean, when we go on long trips, like we have property up in New York, we'll come back in from the woods at night, and I mean, it's putting all your cameras on the chart. Like you got multiple batteries to charge, and we're offloading footage onto our hard drives and just getting everything reorganized. Like it's not just like 10 to 15 minutes of getting your stuff together. It's a couple hours, and it's
a process.
I think we've kind of come up with a system which is nice. On our hard drives, we kind of have everything organized, literally from down to the to the state, area, day, to the camera. We have folders that categorize everything, so it makes it easy to dump our footage, when we're done for the day. And going off that, when we're going to edit it, we can say, okay, we need this footage from this camera. It's pretty easy to find, but it's a lot to work with. It really is.
So it seems like you love filming, you love hunting. Like, is there one that you like more than the other? Because it's hard to imagine, with what you guys are doing. It seems like you're just really passionate about both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. One without the other, honestly, is tough now. Like, I don't know how. I don't know what it would feel like to go into the woods without a camera now.
So you have
we can't do it.
So you can't, like, literally you can't remember the last time you went in the woods without
no
film? No kidding. Wow.
I can't. I mean, it's been years. That's what it is. Kind of crazy when you think about it.
At minimum, we have like GoPros at minimum.
Right.
But yeah, I've not. Yeah, I can't remember the last
That's the kind of dedication and commitment, that it takes to get, to the level that you guys are at.
You have to. I mean, it's like if you're going to put all this effort into it, especially to have like a web show where you're really trying to get exposure and get your voice and your view out there, I guess.
And consistently.
Yeah, and consistently, like you really have to. There's no, I don't know, and I guess in my opinion, there's no other way to do it. You just do it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
There's days when you want to. There's days when you're like, if we have a lot of camera equipment or wherever we're going is hiking in far or this and that, there's days where you're like, I do not want to take all this stuff in and set it all up, but
you do it. It's just, missing that one moment.
It's going to happen.
Yeah,
at the time you don't have
right.
camera.
It's going to happen then. I can't remember when we last went in the woods without a camera. It's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you guys more. It's funny, we actually did a podcast a couple episodes back where one of our members asked me, because I do self-filming of some of my hunts, and the one gentleman, he's like, if you forgot your camera or your release, which would you go out of the woods for? I said, my camera. I said, I could shoot my bow without a release. I said, I can't catch it on film if I don't have my camera.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's the mentality you have to have. It really is.
Yeah. And you guys definitely have that commitment to it, which, I mean, it shows through how quickly you get that stuff out there and the quality.
Yeah, there's literally been times where we'll literally get in the woods in the dark in the morning, get everything set up, and, one of us will go to turn the camera on, and there's no SD card.
That's the worst.
That is the worst feeling, especially when you don't have any extras in your bag.
Yeah.
Because then it's literally like, what the hell are we doing right now?
Yeah.
And that's happened, and one of us, the cameramans, walked out.
Right.
Walk out and go get it.
Yeah.
So it's just like...
It's the worst feeling when you were the guy who left that thing in the back of the computer, and you're just like... Damn it.
I suck.
I really suck.
You're as bad as the guy that forgot to press record.
The podcasters go through that as well. I mean, we have a travel system. We have a big system here, and we have a travel system. And, man, it's... where you
tough.
Forget batteries or you forget the SD cards.
Press record.
So Kyle was showing us a video here before we got started of you guys doing the parody of the Fox song. What was that?
What does
the buck say? Yeah, so it's obvious that you guys are out there, trying to entertain while you're doing this. With that in mind, there's got to be something, some type of bloopers or whatever that you guys have caught on camera. What's the one that sticks out that we should go look at if we want to laugh the hardest?
Oh man,
we have. I mean, like we talked about before, we have quite a few hunts that we mess up.
Yeah, like
did you guys ever see Dave stick a tree on a New York 13 point?
I don't think I've seen that one. Have you guys?
It wasn't funny at the time. But, no, it's pretty funny now.
I can't imagine.
It's still actually not that funny.
But it kind of is funny because the deer's like 40 yards away, and the tree he sticks is like 10 feet, maybe at the end of his arrow. So it happened so fast and so loud. Oh, God. It was not. It's on Take and Break TV. You guys have to check that one out. It's called Triple Grip. Yeah, it's called Triple Grip.
Did you laugh at the time, or
Hell no, I didn't laugh. I was crying. Listen, I was in like a 2-year drought at this point. This was like salt in the wound. I was crying. It was insane.
Imagine if you were the tree.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was like incredible footage too. They just watched this deer breed a doe right in front of them, and then it was
terrible. We actually cut the tree down after it.
We still have that in our office. Just the branch with his arrow in it. It's still
That's
there.
Perfect.
Perfect memorabilia.
Absolutely. I'm like, if this tree's gonna take me from that buck, I'm remembering this tree. That's for damn sure.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
Good for you.
I gotta. You guys have to talk to us about.
You should call that episode "Harvester of Sorrows."
You guys have
worse than that.
You guys have to talk to us about the turkey, and was it Don, the Don episode where the deer got up, and you guys got to tell those two stories for our listeners.
Well, what's my turkey story?
Yeah,
the one.
Yeah, I mean, that was recent.
That was the reincarnation of Don.
Yeah, we were just talking.
Don turkey. I didn't even think about that until right now. Don reincarnated, flicking you off.
I mentioned Don when we were hunting. Remember that?
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, that was one of those things where I was just like I shot the bird, and he did like 2 tumbles, and this thing went motionless. Like, I actually ran out. Last year, Dave shot a turkey, and he ran out of the blind, had to blast it again. Yeah. So I was by myself at this point. I ran out of the blind if I needed to finish it off, I was going to. Well, I got like 10 yards out of the blind, and I realized this thing was motionless. So I'm like, we were just talking about our heightened emotion. I am like, if you guys see on the video, I am fist pumping, I'm yelling. I'm like, I just smoked this thing and got awesome footage. But I didn't have I ran back to the blind to get my GoPro that was running to, go recover the bird. And I literally run back to the blind. I pick up my GoPro and I turn around, and this thing is on a dead sprint away from me.
What?
Talking like
he's talking like a Canadian goose. It was crazy. And it was so like thick. We're in the hardwoods. I had no chance to like run this thing down or do. I mean, he was gone. And I just look at Dave. Dave ran down to me because he was about 80 yards away, and he's like, "Did you get him?" I'm like, "I thought I did. He's gone."
He's like, I think he just took off. I'm like, what the hell do you mean he just took off? He's like, he just took off running. I'm like, I could hear him flopping around on the ground.
Oh yeah, he was done. Well, I thought he was done. I thought that was in the bag, and he was. He played me. He played dead or something.
Yeah.
And then he honks at you.
And he converted into a goose.
Oh, yeah,
he turned into a Canadian goose.
Honestly, it was the craziest noise I've ever heard a turkey make.
He thought you were a bear.
As far as he ran, it seemed like
it sounded like he went to the next county. It was just dissipating,
honking all the way.
Yeah.
During that story, I had an epiphany. And you guys remind me, you guys are like the Mike Iaconelli of the outdoor world.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's funny.
When you were saying the fist pump, and I pictured Mike, but it's you two, and you guys are awesome. I mean, the emotion and feeding off of each other. I've just heard it throughout the night, and you almost a couple of times there forgot that we were even here. That's awesome, guys. I mean, that's great. I mean, very impressed.
It's funny too. We were just talking about watching yourself on camera. I rewatched the footage of the GoPro, and I'm looking at myself fist pumping and going nuts. And I'm like, dude, you don't even have the bird yet. You're gonna turn around in 2 seconds, and he's gonna be taken off.
That's why you don't celebrate until it's in the bag.
Yeah, that's a couple of us have made the mistake of doing the old Ted Nugent. Where have we seen this before?
Yeah.
You grab the arrow and like you're just like, the beast is down, but then there's no recovery, and it's just embarrassing.
Even without shooting, we were talking about last week how you hear the turkey gobbling at you, and they're right in front of you, and you never even see them, and an hour later, boom, they're gone.
Turkey ninjas.
Yeah.
They are ninjas.
Right out from under you.
Zero guarantees, man. I mean, that's why we do it. You know, there's just it's all part of it.
Yeah,
you think
all
for
part
sure.
of the hunt.
Absolutely. Well, and that's what we like to show too, because like people will comment about that. People ask. Even the hunt from Dean last week, the one that the turkey ran away. Like we've already had people in public ask about that stupid hunt. Like laugh, be like, "Oh yeah, your freaking turkey ran away on you, huh?" Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good story. Ha.
Yeah. Glad we got that one on film.
It's so easy to dump that footage too, and the fact that you're pushing it, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's a lot of people, not to knock other shows, but a lot of people we know that have missed, wounded, whatever, and you will never see that footage. And it's like, that's why some shows, it's just like, it seems like it's all success, and it's like, it's not.
Well, and to go back to like something we were talking about earlier, like the camera, what do you like better, the camera or the hunt? Like that whole hunt was filmed. Like we worked our butts off to film that hunt, and Dean got awesome footage of this turkey from a couple different angles coming in. And so it's like, why would we, well, this is what we're doing. We got a web show, or trying to like show people what we do. Why would we not show this?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you work too hard for it. Why cut anything out?
Losing birds, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Well, what it is it's unique content because you don't, even on Facebook with
Isn't that it's kind of a shame, that we're seeing like that the real hunting is lost,
It's true. It really is. I mean,
it's a good point.
And yeah, you guys definitely do a great job of kind of portraying.
We appreciate you guys for doing it, man. That you're special boys.
I just on that issue.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
I love those movies.
I just read a meme just the other day. It says it's funny how you take more pictures, more selfies while you're hunting than you do what you actually get harvest. But that is the honest to God truth. If you're telling the truth out there, you're taking more selfies than you are of your partner taking you with the trophy.
Yeah.
For sure. Probably like 99 times out of 100, you're taking a selfie, and that one time you get the smiling grin behind the big buck.
And that's why you're dancing around like Mike on a boat after you catch an 8-pound bass.
Exactly.
I'm just waiting for one of these times. Going to be taking a selfie in the woods, and the next thing you know, you're going to hear a deer snort just staring at you while you're taking a selfie. You're going to be like, crap.
Or in the picture behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
In addition to Tag and Brag TV, you guys do a pretty good job of managing some social media outlets. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, I mean that's honestly that's where we grew our following. So it's tough to go away from that. I mean, yeah, really active on Facebook. We have all our daily episodes air on Facebook and on Tag and Brag TV, and pretty much at the same time. Because for us, it's like show it. Why hold it back from anybody? You know what I mean? And Instagram's a great outlet too, just because I don't know. I feel like the interaction is more intimate on there. Like people are trying to get to personally know you more on Instagram, I guess, than they are on Facebook. At least that's what we've seen. Just with people kind of direct messaging you, really asking like about specific content, and I don't know, the engagement is just different on there.
Asking you on podcasts and
Exactly.
What would you guys say that you guys offer other than the online TV show? Because it seems like you guys, you offer like some apparel, and you guys do production work for other companies or businesses as well, or?
Yeah, we do. We do production work for all or most of our partners that we work with on the Tag and Brag TV side, and then we do production work outside of the hunting industry as well. And I mean, quite honestly, that's just because we have the equipment and it pays some bills.
It's also helped us keep getting better.
Well, that's true too.
Filming too, because some projects, especially with businesses, you by no means can take lightly. So we've been forced to get better at it, to provide a good product for a lot of our customers. So it's definitely helped us on both aspects.
Absolutely.
We have we do have apparel that we sell as well. tnbapparel.com. We have a bunch of hats, tank tops, t-shirts on there right now. And so that's kind of a little side portion of what we have going on too. But we get asked so many. I mean, we try and wear at least one of our apparel items in every video, and we get asked a lot. Where can we find this? Where can we buy it? How can we look like you boys? So, I mean, we do have a little side apparel thing going as well, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and your guys' logo, I mean, it's simple, but it's cool. Yeah, it's a sweet little logo.
I love the black hats with the orange logo on the left side.
Thank you.
Do you do I don't know if this is like a good question or not, but do you handle even like all the graphics and things that, the logos going in and out and fading and blowing up, and is that stuff that you guys do, or do you outsource some of that technology?
A lot, like anything from our recent stuff in like our episodes, that's all us. Some of the old graphics that we've had outsourced, like some of the motion graphic stuff. We've messed around with the motion graphics a little bit, and it's honestly it's a whole different beast.
Different beast. It's a different level.
It's insane. It's a lot more similar to Photoshop, honestly, where you have the layers and you're kind of layering a project a different way, I guess, because in a sense you're layering it when you're editing it too. But yeah, it really is a whole different beast. I mean, we've kind of gotten creative with certain things on our editing software to kind of add a little bit of a motion flair to it, at least as of recently. Mm-hmm. But yeah, any of the crazy stuff we've outsourced.
Awesome. Yeah, it's we dabbled for a long time with the video stuff and do some video editing here in our studio, but it's hard to keep up with the rat race, and you I know when we switched over to full-time podcasting, it made more sense for our skill sets. So
speaking of rat races, guys, how are you guys? Anything new coming out this year for you guys? Any big things going on with Tag and Brag in 2017?
2018?
Honestly, one of the things that we're really excited about it, we just partnered with Rocky, and we're extremely excited about it.
Like the boxer?
Yeah, the boxer. We're going into a different field, everyone.
That's awesome, guys.
Yo, Dave and Dean.
No, Rocky Boots, and now they're coming out with a camo called Venator Camo. It's a new camo line that they kind of created, and I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a rebirth with this new camo, which I think is pretty cool. But when we kind of look back, like to when we got started, like all the boots that we wore were Rocky. Like my dad and my uncle, they kind of introduced us to it. And that was one of like the really big brands. When you kind of look at the history of their company, like it goes way back. Something about it feels right. It feels like it's where we're supposed to be from their perspective. Like they've really boosted us up and given us confidence to roll forward with them and to be hopefully a major asset to their company as well moving forward. We're extremely excited about that. I think that's one of the big things for 2017. We really haven't honestly like all out announced that yet either.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
Wow.
Yeah. R2 exclusive.
Now we did.
But I think it's going to be a great thing to kind of get into in 2017. I think it's going to even be bigger and better in 2018, which we're real excited about.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Is this one of your first major sponsorships or partnerships rather?
I don't know, not really, but with the whole camo side of things, like that's like the most exposure from a company perspective that we work with that anybody gets. We're really rocking it in most episodes.
Yeah, it's not even just the camo, it's just all the apparel. I mean, we're with Tag and Brag TV, we're trying to make this, it is more of a lifestyle thing. So even when we're not hunting, we're putting episodes out there of really whatever we're doing. So whatever we're wearing is that's our biggest value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, and they're, now they cover everything from, all different seasonal boots to, like I said, the new camo. They have some lifestyle wear as well. And, it covers a lot for us. It really does. So it's definitely our biggest partnership, I guess. And I think the reason we're so excited about it now is because it really feels like that from both sides rather than,
one-sided.
A little bit more, like
the newness
of,
of,
I think.
Yeah, the newness of what you're trying to pull off is very exciting. You know what I mean? It's a new camo line. When you're unrolling something potentially this big, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's cool. And the other thing, I guess, for 2017 and moving forward is we're really trying to, on a Tag and Brag TV side of things, like we're trying to bring our lives as live as possible to the viewer. And that's why you see the content being pushed out so quickly. It's because like we're hunting by day, editing by night, or I guess on the days we are hunting, like we want people to see that at the end of that day or, latest the next morning, and bring it, try to bring it more to a live, or as close to live as possible. I think that's one of the things that we kind of dabbled with last year in 2016, at least throughout the whitetail season, and we're going to dive in even more to that this year. Just kind of hold ourselves accountable even more to keeping track as close to live as possible of a majority, if not all, of the season.
I think you guys are definitely doing a great job with that, at least with some of your social media, I'd say there. I know like your Instagram story, I crack up sometimes with some of the stuff you guys are posting up there because it's all good stuff. And like you guys said, you're trying to get that kind of live view. And I mean, I think thus far you're doing a pretty good job.
Well, thank you.
Do you think there's ever a chance for a market for a live hunt, to do it live, to actually broadcast it live instead of filming and editing and releasing the next day?
I mean, I do. When I look at it like ESPN, they're showing all the highlights from like that night's games or that day's games or whatever. And I'm like, why can't hunting be like that? Yeah. What if you could turn on the TV to like the outdoor channel and instead of like watching something from 9 months earlier or prior,
there'd have to be like one of those satellite bands,
right?
Just outside your tree stand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be like a full-on market, but I guess that's kind of like what I ultimately think about when I think about like hunting going live in a sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
with
Facebook Live, with Facebook Live and Instagram Live now, I mean, so many more people are going live from the tree stand, even if they're not trying to shoot something or live from the field, wherever they're at.
I'm sure the technology will get there.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, people want to know what's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's like the age of like really watching these TV shows from months prior is dwindling. At least that's what I feel. I mean, there's going to be a change in how this is all broadcasted in the future, if not the near future. So you got to be able to adjust to that, and that's, I don't know, we're trying to even be the front runners of, even with like a higher quality production work, putting it out there as soon as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we're going to start to wrap up the show here, guys. What's the best way that people can get a hold of you? Obviously, we spent all episode talking about your social media and your TV show, web TV show, what are some of the direct links to that?
You just want like a cell phone number, maybe?
Yeah, cell phone, and if you could provide a social.
Yeah, social.
Only put that number out to the lady listeners, please.
No D.
Yeah, so no, our Instagram
D.
is just at Team Tag and Brag. So our Snapchat's the same thing, Team Tag and Brag. You can find us on Facebook. That's just Tag and Brag or /Brag now. Yep. And then our videos are housed on tagandbrag.tv, and we sell apparel on tnbapparel.com.
Awesome. And people can also follow you guys individually as well, correct?
Yeah, it's literally our Instagram handles are our first name, last name. So Dean Girizzo, David Girizzo.
Yeah. Just don't try and spell it or pronounce it.
Just don't try and spell it. I mean, if you go onto the Team Tag and Brag Instagram, click on any of our pictures. We're tagged in all of them, so you can get in touch with us personally if you really want to.
Ooh.
That's where we'll get the cell phone number.
Sounds spicy.
All right, Dave, Dean, thanks for taking some time with us tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah,
guys.
we should do this again live, like all together, like live. I feel like
Utilize this social media we're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
we can do that.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice to sit in the room with you boys and go to town.
Well, hold on here. What are we talking about?
Go to town podcasting.
You're still
and
talking
drinking
about
beer?
podcasting, right?
Yeah, we're talking about podcasts. Maybe, podcast.
Maybe bring some Stromboli
I
or
was going to say,
calzones.
yeah, we can continue that conversation a little bit, maybe figure it out.
The buffalo chicken one is still up in the air, by the way.
Yeah, we're still looking into that
You
one.
mean the buffalo wrap sandwich?
The burrito.
The stuffed buffalo pizza.
Stuffed pizza.
Well, again, guys, that was Dave and Dean from Tag and Brag TV. And where can they find us, everyone?
Phil, where can they find us?
They can find us on Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter.
They can get the podcast off of iTunes,
Stitcher, Google Play.
CastBox.
You can also follow us as individuals. There's 8 of us, if you haven't heard. I'm told that Steve Miser has a mean Instagram.
He's working on it.
Steve Miser, all one word.
All one word.
Uh-huh.
Meiser.
Has a strong, hard-hitting Instagram game going on lately.
Yeah, he does.
How about the World Wide Web?
at losinspooks.com.
Did you guys see that new spook? Or the new Whopper Plopper? That was a Whopper Plopper.
Yeah.
It was like the double Whopper.
Bomber formation.
That's
there.
amazing. All right.
They can get us at the World Wide Web at www.ruttenriverpursuits.com.
Nailed it.
Boom.
I was about to get hit by one.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank
Later.
Thanks for listening to the Rut and River Pursuits podcast. Follow the R2 Pro staff by searching Rut and River Pursuits on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until the next episode, we need to see you in the outdoors.